Hello everybody, welcome to another workout video. Today is going to be a back, bicep, and side delt day. I just recently watched a video by Dr. Mike Israetel. He is a doctor in sports sciences. So he started, he was saying that basically arm day is dead, and that it makes no sense to have an arm day, because if you overwork the triceps, or if you overwork the biceps, you can't really complete your tricep exercises, and vice versa. So that's kind of what I was doing. I was doing like full body splits, and so now I'm following a routine from that video. So if you want to learn more details about the routine I'm going to be doing, then you can watch Renaissance Periodization's video, Arm Day is Dead. So, yeah. For the back and the biceps, probably do like landmine rows, maybe some bent over rows. Could also do some flies, reverse flies. Try to think of a fourth one. It's good to have options, even though I'll probably only choose two or three out of four. And then for biceps, I have the arm blasters. So I can do arm blaster curls, which are similar to preacher curls, but you just have the arm blaster on your chest that holds your arms at a particular angle, I guess. So I could do arm blaster curls, I can do isolation curls, or else I can do chin-ups, assisted chin-ups. Another good bicep one. Oh, lying bench curls, flat bench curls. So that's another one I learned from Dr. Mike. Those flat bench curls. I tried them in my last video, so if it looked like, if you thought to yourself, what the hell is this guy doing, lying on his back doing flat bench curls, I learned it from a doctor. Okay, so all right, so I got my little scarf thingy here, neck warmer, and got a jacket on. That's the other thing I gotta do, is do some stretching. I've been kind of slacking on the stretching. I don't hear a whole lot of people talk about the importance of stretching, but I have listened to an audiobook by David Goggins, and he talks about the getting a giant freaking knot in his leg that wouldn't go away. And the only way he could make it go away was by stretching for like 4 hours a day, or like just putting in lots of time into stretching. And you know, the type of deep stretching that just hurts. Not those wimpy just laying out my legs and trying to touch my toes with my hands. It's like, that's just like breakdancing or something. Talking about real stretching, putting yourself in uncomfortable position type of stretching, like not at a position that will hurt you, but just like taking the muscle group into full range of motion. That's what it's called. So anyways, gonna need to do some more stretching, because I don't want to end up real big, but I won't be able to scratch the top of my head, or the back of my back, or won't be able to, like, someone can just put a kick me sign on my back, I won't be able to reach it. I'll just have two juicy arms. My lats will be too juicy. And anyways, a guy can dream. Hopefully one day I'll end up like that, but I've been working out for like on and off for like 3-4 years now, and I just seem to just maintain myself between like 215 and 230. I've just been fluctuating between that for the last few years. Like I said in previous videos, it's hard to lose weight when you can't focus on your diet. And I can't really focus on my diet here because everything that they cook is like non-perishable food and stuff that can't really be refrigerated. And the stuff that is refrigerated is just like bologna and processed meat and stuff they use for lunch and sandwiches, and it's not really good. There's not even any space for leftovers, so I can't even cook a nice meal and save extras and eat it for leftovers. Kind of sucks, but you know, we're gonna have our house pretty soon. It's supposed to be our house, but it's not the one Raylan ordered, so we're gonna get them switched out. The settlement kind of screwed because they lost her file or something, the house that she chose, and then they just created a whole new one and chose a house for her and signed off on it for her. Like, it didn't even have her signature on it, so it was pretty shady deals going on behind closed doors. It's just a good thing we said something anyways. I like watching people like Sam Sulek. He's I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's pretty popular. He's a bodybuilder, a YouTube bodybuilder. Well, he's a professional now. He just won the IFBB Pro amateur competition. And so can't just call him a YouTube influencer anymore. But anyways, he's only 23 years old and he just won like last week. So good job, Sam. Maybe one day I'll be able to enter a competition. But right now, all I'm really interested in is trying to lose weight, which has been hard. And not only because of the dieting, but I just have such a weird relationship with food. And that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about. So I'm glad I kind of brought myself to this naturally, because it's something anyways. So my relationship with food, the first thing I ever learned how to cook was eggs, like scrambled eggs. And my babysitter at the time, which was like my auntie, but she told me her secret ingredient for her scrambled eggs is throwing in a slice of American cheese, like processed cheese, like Kraft singles. So those eggs were pretty good. Eventually I stopped liking that recipe because it just made the pan real dirty. A lot dirtier than just grease and eggs would have left it. Not only that, but my taste for that kind of cheese kind of went away. I only really eat it on burgers and hot dogs and bologna sandwiches and ham sandwiches. Because, you know, just brings me back to the days where we're just going to church and having some of that potluck after the service. Grew up kind of between Christian and Catholic churches. My mom was Christian for a little while, and then my dad and his side of the family is Catholic. So I've been to all kinds of churches. My favorite part's always the potlucks, but like I said, I have a weird relationship with food. The first thing I ever burned was bacon. Actually, it wasn't bacon, it was a plastic container, because I was just a little tiny kid cooking bacon because I was craving some bacon. And I put a butter container with the coffee filter to absorb the grease. But I put it on top of the hot element and walked away, came back, and there was like smoke and melted plastic everywhere. I was freaking out because the melted plastic is like, how the hell do you clean that up? Of course, I didn't realize if you just let it cool off, you just pick it up, peel it off the floor or whatever surface it's stuck to. But at the time I was like, oh man, now I gotta ruin like a rag or something just to clean this shit up, and gotta get an adult and tell them I was fucking around in the kitchen when I wasn't even allowed to. Yeah, I was probably like six or seven, maybe. So I think I got in trouble for that, but you know, it only made me a better cook. And then growing up, my grandpa married a French woman, and they've been together for a long time now. And she's a really good cook, and she would always cook us really good stuff like lasagna and shepherd's pie. And I always loved her rice pudding because it wasn't the type of rice pudding that was like dry rice, sticky rice with raisins and cinnamon. Dry, sticky vanilla rice. She actually made it in like a pudding consistency, and there wasn't any raisins or cinnamon. So that was my favorite part, was just tasty rice pudding. Well, I don't know why there has to be cinnamon and raisin and everything, but yeah. So that was like my main squeeze right there, was the rice pudding. I remember that was one of the first recipes I would always bother my grandma to send me whenever I would go to live with my mom or something. I was always bugging her for that rice pudding recipe. So pretty much, my mom isn't a cook, my dad isn't a cook. Like, nobody else cooks as good as my grandma. And, you know, the only way that I could ever eat like that on a regular basis would be to learn how to cook it myself. So I taught myself how to cook a lot of things. And then whenever I also have been working and earning my own money since I was like a young lad because of dancing and jigging. So whenever I would like even go shovel sidewalks and driveways and stuff, or I was always hustling somehow, or else like borrowing money from somebody. So whenever I would live in the city, I would always go and get like a cheeseburger or something, or I had my skateboard, so I would always go to the store and get a slush. Or nobody actually taught me how to have a good relationship with food. My grandma Natalie was trying to teach us, but she did it in a weird way where she made us all feel real fat. It's because she's white and we're native kids, so our bodies are built differently. Us native people were built to hold in lots of food and take in lots of calories and like so we can get through like harsh winters and whatnot. And so in a way she kind of bullied us, but at the same time it's like she didn't know any better. She just knows how she grew up, and they didn't grow up being fatties and eating whatever they want and sitting around and doing nothing all the time. But anyways, so yeah, I mostly always just went to go eat something because it was just nothing else to do, and learning how to cook fancy food made me feel fancy. Like, sure, it boosted my ego a little bit. Knowing how to cook fancier foods made me feel like a king. Like I can eat as good as a king and not have to earn the same as a king, but still, I don't know, you know what I mean? So and then I went to cooking school and learned how to cook even more fancier and rich foods, and that didn't help with my weight problem. That's when I started working out because I was gaining so much weight. And now I think the issue is whenever I start working out, I always think I have to start eating a lot more or something. Like my body gets really hungry, and then I buy a whole rotisserie chicken and eat like damn near 3/4 of it to myself, as well as like buns and a salad. And it's like, why are you eating like you're just trying to get ready for like a marathon or something? I don't know. Just eating lots and lots. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, for some reason in the back of my mind, I think I got to eat a lot more when I'm trying to work out, because I don't want to end up getting tired and burnt out and hungry and cranky. So what ends up happening is I end up just gaining weight. I gain muscle, I gain fat. So this time around, this year, I'm gonna try fasting a lot more. What I've been doing lately is I've been trying to just eat when my tummy's rumbling, like wait until it's physically, I can actually hear it. But I don't know if that's been working either, because, you know, I've still been gaining weight. I was 214.6 last week. This week I'm like 218. So it's not that big of a difference. It could just be because I weighed myself after I ate and had some water and stuff. But gotta switch it up, I guess. I gotta try watching what I eat better, I guess. I don't know, which is hard to do because, like, my meal plan today was basically go upstairs and find 3 leftover pork chops in the kitchen that nobody ate last night. So I'm lucky to find, if I find protein laying around that they might feed to the dogs, then I try to scoop it up before the dogs can get it. Yeah, and then people come home with like fried chicken and pizza, and then can't really go fry up a piece of chicken or a pork chop and then look ungrateful. I don't know. It's so weird. It's a weird relationship with food, especially around like Native people, because no one really knows how to eat healthy. And then when you try to eat healthy, people kind of like look at you like they want to eat what you're eating, and they're mad that you're not eating what they're eating. And then it's like, why don't we all just have a giant potluck? Why are you holding out? And it's like, well, I don't know. I don't want the extra empty calories and carbs, and I also can't afford to be feeding a whole family fresh vegetables every time someone gets hungry. But anyways, kind of pushing it for time here, so I'm going to turn off the video now and go work out. I hope it wasn't too boring, but, you know, another day in the life. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and have a good day. Peace.